Welcome to The Monster Inside, an audio-visual novella by Random Seed Games. Let's get it started. I don't really know what this is about. All I know is that it's quite short, but I'm excited to play it nonetheless. And let's see what it's all about. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw, but just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Yeah? What can I help you with? You ever hear of knocking first? Calm down now. Sit and talk slow. Okay, thanks. It's just no one will listen to me. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand, he just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's gotta be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. Let's go with the top one here. Well, Mr. Jack. You could just call me Jack. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found out much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now. Let's just go with the bottom one here. Oh, thank you, mister. Jack, thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges, but I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. Back when I was still a cop myself. Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusions here. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry now. And you seem like the kind of man who's good at solving mysteries. Sure. Can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. Okay. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. And that's chapter 1. Very interesting so far. Let's move on to the next chapter. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. And here we are. A knack more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. What? Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Let's investigate. We actually get to do something now. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. The cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carcanos. Carcanos? The fuck are those? It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Just scratches on the tree. My bad. A burn mark. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. But I was no stranger to the strange. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. And that's chapter 2. A very short one that, but I'm glad we got to at least click a button or two. Next chapter. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Well, I've got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about the beast, but something unnatural was at play. Might be right to worry about monsters. Kinda spells Mark. Let's go with the top one. I feel like that's the good news without inducing any fear into her, you know? I probably shouldn't have given her false hope like that. Oh, okay, maybe that was the bad idea. But she seemed like she needed something to hold on to right then. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree. How did you know that? Where is he? Found his footprints. Seems like he got out safely. There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. Let's go with the bottom one. That more likely doesn't put him at, as a suspect, you know? My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. You don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know. Nope. Rough night followed by a rough morning. Top, I guess. Let's just lie. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night. Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Demise. Fuck, I fucked up the mood. God damn it. Let's do one more. The cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil and... Could it be? That smell again. Like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares. The headaches. No. I was better now. Reformed. I had to focus. No jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Something there. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. Something here? There. Just there. The smallest piece of purple fabric. torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. And that's the end of that chapter. Okay, I think we're going to end this one here. Shorter video, but I'm a little bit busy recently. I apologize if this is not what you're into. I'll get back to more of The Binding of Isaac soon, I promise. If you are enjoying this, please let me know in the comments below. I love every type of game, including these ones. These ones are really fun to me, even though it's a lot of reading. I understand that it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but yeah. If you did in fact enjoy, please consider liking, commenting down below, and subscribing for more content from this channel as I post every single day. And I will see you all in the next one. Josh out.